this does not need to be a long video at all, because hopefully we're getting pretty good at understanding what an interval is and how we can find one and why they're useful. So in this video we're going to talk about twelfths. Hopefully understanding what a twelfth would be is relatively straightforward at this point. When we talk about a twelfth, what we're also really talking about is a compound fifth of some kind. And just the same way we can have augmented fifths and diminished fifths, we can have diminished twelfths and augmented twelfths and perfect twelfths. So a compound perfect fifth, for example, would mean an octave and a perfect fifth. And what would that look like on the keyboard? Well, say we are starting on a B flat. It's always good to play around with these intervals using different notes. It's very tempting to just use C all the time, but let's try B flat for a bit of fun and variety. So a compound perfect fifth really is telling us that we're looking for an octave and a perfect fifth. So we can do the octave bit relatively easily. There's a B flat down there and there's a B flat up there. So what we really need to do to complete this octave is add on another perfect fifth on top of this octave. If we know the B flat major scale, we just need to go up through the notes of that scale, and we end up on this note as the fifth degree of that scale. That's an F. So our compound perfect fifth, starting on a B flat down here, is going to be finished by this F up here. Play them together, that's our compound perfect fifth, or our perfect twelfth. If we needed a diminished twelfth, that would obviously just shrink by one semitone and we'd end up with this note here. This would actually be an F flat. Why do we need it to be an F flat? Well, because if we didn't have an F as the top note of our interval, this would become some kind of 11th. If this was a, say, an E natural, that would be actually an augmented 11th. But in this case, we're looking at an F flat, and that gives us our diminished 12th. And the same if we needed an augmented 12th, we take our perfect 12th, which is this thing we just found, and make it one semitone bigger by moving up to the F sharp there, and that gives us our idea of the augmented 12th, or a compound augmented fifth. And so that's the 12th taken care of, and in fact there's only one more interval to learn about until we know all the possible intervals right the way up to 2 octaves, and normally that's the largest possible leap we would have in a melody. It's unlikely for a melody to jump in pitch more than 2 octaves up or down. And so once we've done that, we can say that our sort of understanding of intervals is complete. So let's go on and have a look at a 13th.